The morning sun rises without hurry, spreading its light evenly over mountain and sea. It never asks whether the world is ready to receive it. It simply shines, fulfilling its nature. There's a Stoic lesson in this simple act, to do what is ours to do, without seeking approval or fear of rejection. Like the sun, we are here to give warmth, to live our purpose, and then to rest when the day is done. The sun teaches us constancy, not perfection. It reminds us that even when clouds cover the sky, its light endures beyond sight. Peace begins when we learn to shine quietly, whether or not anyone notices. The river moves endlessly, bending around rocks and roots without complaint. It doesn't resist obstacles. It finds a new path, soft yet unyielding. In its flow lies the art of acceptance, the wisdom to continue forward no matter how often we must change course. Life, too, asks us to flow rather than fight. Each stone in our way is only a momentary shape in our journey, not the end of it. We may slow, swirl, or split into streams, but the river never stops being itself. When we embrace life's bends, we find that peace is not stillness, but graceful movement. The old oak stands through storms and seasons, patient and grounded. Its branches may break, but its roots hold fast to the earth below. From it, we learn endurance, the quiet strength of standing firm in what we know to be right. The wind may howl, the rain may tear at us, but resilience is not resistance. It is the calm knowledge that storms pass. The oak doesn't rush to heal. It simply continues to grow. So too should we, slowly, silently, drawing our strength from the unseen soil of our inner values. The sea, vast and unknowable, holds both fury and peace within its depths. Some days it roars against the cliffs. Others, it mirrors the sky in perfect stillness. It reminds us that our emotions, too, have tides, that anger, sorrow, and joy all belong to the same ocean. A Stoic heart is not one that denies the waves, but one that learns to float through them. When we cease to fight the changing currents, we begin to sense a deeper calm beneath them all. Serenity is not the absence of storms, but the trust that we will not drown. The mountain does not chase the clouds that crown its peak. It simply stands unmoved by their coming and going. From it, we learn detachment, to witness what passes over us without clinging. Praise and criticism, joy and loss, all drift by like mist. The mountain's dignity lies in its stillness, in knowing that nothing temporary defines its essence. To live as the mountain does is to understand that peace is not found in possession, but in presence. The falling leaf accepts its descent without fear. Once vibrant and alive, it lets go when its time comes, dancing gently toward the ground. Nature teaches us that endings are not tragedies but transitions. The Stoic learns to fall like the leaf, without resistance, without regret, trusting that each fall nourishes new growth unseen beneath the soil. When we accept our own cycles of change, we find that every loss carries the quiet promise of renewal. The night sky stretches beyond measure, filled with stars that have burned for eons. Their distant light reaches us long after they've faded, a reminder that what we do in silence can outlast our brief lives. The cosmos teaches humility, that we are part of something vast, and our troubles, though heavy to us, are but whispers in eternity. Yet in that smallness lies beauty, for even a single star can guide the traveler. We need not be grand to bring light. The desert seems barren at first glance, but beneath its silence lies a fierce will to survive. The cactus blooms under impossible heat, conserving every drop of life. Its lesson is self-sufficiency, the art of thriving in scarcity. The Stoic, too, learns to live with less, to draw contentment not from abundance but from appreciation. In stillness and solitude, the spirit grows resilient. True peace is not comfort, but endurance without complaint. The moon waxes and wanes, teaching us that all things rise and fade in their time. No phase is final. Each moment prepares the next. When we despair in our darkness, we forget that the light is only hidden, not gone. The Stoic sees in the moon a reflection of life's rhythm, the acceptance that change is constant, yet not to be feared. We, too, are cycles of light and shadow. Peace comes when we stop resisting our own phases. The forest floor, covered with fallen leaves and decay, is also where new life begins. Death and birth coexist in quiet harmony beneath the canopy. From this, nature reveals a truth the Stoics understood well, that what ends also transforms. To grieve is human, but to see renewal in loss is wisdom. Every sorrow, when held gently, becomes soil for something new. Life never wastes what it once loved. The rain does not choose where to fall. It gives itself to all things equally. On barren land or blooming garden, its gift is the same. It teaches compassion without judgment, kindness without expectation. When we learn to offer goodness freely, we free ourselves from disappointment. Like the rain, our purpose is to give, not to control how we are received. Quiet generosity is its own serenity. The wind, invisible yet felt, moves through everything without being held. It reminds us of freedom, the kind that comes when we no longer tie ourselves to what we cannot keep. To live like the wind is to move lightly through the world, touching it but not clinging. The Stoic heart loves deeply, yet lets go easily. In detachment, there is not coldness, but grace. The wind passes, but it always returns. The dawn mist rises, then fades with the first warmth of day. It teaches impermanence, that beauty often exists only for a moment. The Stoic learns to cherish without needing to keep. What vanishes was never ours to hold, only to witness. When we stop chasing permanence, we start seeing wonder in every breath. Life is beautiful because it passes. The butterfly, fragile yet free, spends its early life in darkness before breaking into color. It teaches patience and transformation, that growth often requires stillness and surrender. We, too, must endure our cocoons of waiting, trusting in what they conceal. The Stoic accepts that progress is slow and unseen, but inevitable for those who remain faithful to their nature. When we emerge, it is not to escape the past, but to fulfill it. The ocean's horizon stretches endlessly, always distant no matter how far we go. It reminds us that understanding, like the horizon, moves as we do. The Stoic learns humility from this, that knowledge is a journey, not a possession. To seek truth is to walk toward an ever-receding line, yet to walk still. Wisdom is not in knowing everything, but in the peace of knowing enough. The snow falls softly, covering the world in quiet unity. It hides the differences beneath, reminding us of equality, that all things share the same ground and silence. The Stoic finds comfort in this simplicity, where noise fades and the soul can rest. When we learn to see others not as separate, but as part of the same winter field, compassion becomes effortless. In the hush of snow, the world feels whole again. The stone, lying unmoved for centuries, teaches patience beyond measure. It does not rush to change nor resist erosion. It simply endures. Its wisdom is in being, not becoming. The Stoic learns from it to rest within the present moment without constant striving. There is strength in stillness and purpose in simply existing. Sometimes peace means not acting, but abiding. The fire burns brightly, then turns to ash. It teaches that passion, too, must have its end. Even intensity needs rest. The Stoic knows that to live fully, we must also let moments die naturally. Fire's beauty lies in its impermanence. It consumes to clear space for renewal. So should we live with fervor, but not attachment, allowing each spark to fade in peace. The meadow blooms without witness, content simply to exist. Its flowers open for the sun, not for applause. From it, we learn modesty, the quiet joy of being true to our nature without demand for recognition. A Stoic life is not loud but luminous in its simplicity. To be content unseen is the purest freedom. The morning dew settles gently on the petals, glistening for only a short while before the sun claims it back into the air. It reminds us that even the most delicate beauty exists only for a fleeting moment, and that is enough. The Stoic learns from the dew that value does not depend on duration. A brief kindness, a single act of love, can reflect eternity in its own quiet way. When we accept the shortness of things, we stop grasping and start appreciating. The dew teaches us to live fully within each breath before it disappears. The flock of birds crosses the sky in perfect rhythm, turning and gliding as one. They trust the invisible order that binds them, the instinct that guides their way home. From them, we learn unity and trust, that we are never alone in the vastness. Even when we fly in silence, a Stoic understands that harmony with others begins with peace within oneself. When we move together in quiet understanding, the world feels less heavy. There is wisdom in trusting the wind that carries us all. The tide withdraws from the shore, leaving behind shells and fragments of what once was. Yet it always returns, faithful to its rhythm. In its ebb and flow lies the lesson of detachment, that retreat is not loss, and stillness is not failure. Life moves in cycles of holding on and letting go, and at last night falls again, wrapping the world in calm. Nature rests without question, trusting in the promise of another dawn. This is the final lesson, to surrender each day with gratitude, knowing we have played our part. The Stoic finds peace not in control, but in trust. For what is serenity, if not the soul's gentle whisper, I am where I am meant to be?